if only if I could have like an escape, but like when you're in a jet and you've got the parachute, the eject handle right there. Like if I could be like, whoa, this shit just got too real. I picture it being like a Charlie Kaufman movie.
Can
like
you
go
imagine
in and there's
Avatar, but instead of the Navi,
Avatar, but Davitar. So I've had this theory for a really long time.
Johnny, will you write Davitar with
Davitar. I've had this idea for a really long time, and I've mentioned it on the podcast, where I suspect that since Dave guards his life so carefully that neither of us really know what it's like, that there are probably things in his life that we would think are just insanely bizarre, but that he doesn't realize are strange. So like right now, there's a real chance that to his left, just out of the shot, there's just a dude standing there in gimp suit and he's there 24/7. So like, I feel like I would go into that life and I would be like, oh, I got to get out of here. Like I need a quick release.
Once upon a time, 3 writers helped crack open the indie publishing world. Then they rode into the sunset, building bigger stories, taking bigger swings, and learning what actually lasts when the noise dies down. Now the band is back together, older, sharper, and uninterested in shortcuts. This is the Smarter Artist Show with Sean Platt, Johnny B. Trunt, and David W. Wright. It's the same 3 voices you know talking about the craft and commerce of storytelling, from the work they're creating to the TV shows and movies they can't stop thinking about. Shop talk for artists playing the long game in a creative world that never slows down. If you've been here since the early days, welcome back. If you're new, pull up a chair. You're listening to the Smarter Artist Show. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Smarter Artist Show, episode 8, Hypothetically Speaking. This episode,
very clever title, Dave.
We're just doing hypothetical questions. And I'll be honest, it was mostly because it was an easy show to knock out.
Everybody just signed out.
Yeah.
A bunch of people
What's
just turned off their players.
I forgot that Dave had picked this topic, even though we did it live last week. Like, I guess on yesterday, I was like, do we have a topic for today? I sent the email to Dave and Johnny, and Dave's like, well, you seem pretty excited about hypothetical last week. And then Johnny says, do you mean tomorrow? So I was wrong on both fronts.
You said today, yeah. And let's just get this out of the way. If you're listening to this show, like hoping for hot takes and like you're going to learn some shit, like just go listen to the Creative Pen and just, like you're not going to learn shit here. Forget it. It's cool.
I will say it's not just because it was easy. I love hypothetical questions. Like most of my best friends that I talk to. Yeah, most of my like good friends throughout my entire life, we've spent hours just having hypothetical conversations, the kind that most people have when they're stoned, but I don't get stoned. But the funny thing is, my wife hates hypothetical questions. Like,
what?
How could I marry?
What a strange thing to hate.
The thing
I think it's because hold on, let me dissect this, because I think when Dave says he loves hypothetical questions, when I said plagued by, what I meant was, here's Dave sits around. What if I die right now? What if intruders come in? What if there's a roving gang that comes in and just has their way with all of us? Like, I think that's the kind of hypothetical. So I think she's like, stop.
I'm not doing that. I do have that OCD track running through my head at all times, but yeah.
She's probably also saying, what would happen if we were ever awake at the same time?
The world will never know.
When's the last time you were awake at the same time?
Anytime I'm on a day schedule. Although, it's well, no, I was on a day schedule like a few weeks ago because I had to take my dad to all these places and stuff. And right now I'm on a day schedule at the moment. But it's funny because there's been times recently where, because she's been getting sick, recurring like sickness, and she'll be up like all night. And I'm like, hey, this is my time, but go to bed.
So go to bed, you selfish person.
Right. Okay. So do we want to explore the lack of empathy? She's
hypothetically, let's just so it's on brand.
I have empathy and I take care of her and all that stuff. But it's just odd because I'm so used to having the house, to myself when I'm working. And sometimes both my son and my wife will be up and I'm like,
Sean, I think there's a fair chance that Dave and his wife are actually like in a Fight Club situation. They might actually be the same person.
I kind of want to write that book.
Yeah. Which one is Brad Pitt and which one's Ed Norton?
That's a very good question.
Hypothetically,
Yeah,
so that we're on
hypothetically,
topic.
Dave, are you Tyler Durden or are you Jack?
I am probably Jack.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
More anxious and uptight than free going and, fuck the world.
Johnny, how bad
Although
do you
that is
wanna, smoke Dave out
how I
with his
think.
and ask him hypothetical questions?
What's that?
Sean wants to know what would happen if you basically actually were stoned. I don't know. I'm better with hypotheticals when I'm not. Just saying.
All right. Well, do we want to start with something cool?
I mean, I have nothing cool, so we can.
Nothing cool. The world is a cesspool.
Dave, what's your something cool?
My something cool is Hijack on Apple TV. It's an older something cool. Obviously, it's been around a couple of years.
Well, there's a season 2 now, so that's
yeah, and I think they just wrapped season 2 maybe today or yesterday. But my son and I started watching it on a whim because he's enjoying the shows that are on Apple. He's watched Pluribus, and he loved Ted Lasso, obviously. He liked Pluribus a lot. So we decided to start watching this one, and I gotta say, I enjoy it a lot. It's one of those shows that is, I mean, it's got Idris Elba, so obviously, it's good. He's great in pretty much everything he does.
Except for the Dark Tower.
Yeah, except
he was good.
I'll overlook
Yeah, I don't
that.
think he was the problem with the Dark Tower.
Yeah, it's a show that's most like 24 to me, other than Homeland. And Homeland was made by the same people, but it has sort of that like constant ticking
Wait,
clock
Homeland was
and
made by the same people as Hijack?
no,
24.
Oh, I didn't
24.
know that.
Yeah. So yeah, it has that tension and the cliffhanger endings and just really cool moments, and I'm enjoying it. And it's one of those shows that usually with a thriller type show, I'm usually several steps ahead of whatever's happening, and like I don't entirely know what's happening, and I enjoy that. So I like being in a position on a show where like it's better than whatever I could have thought of.
My I have not seen season 2 of that, but I have seen season 1 and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So I will be watching season 2. I have no patience these days. I'm one of the things that's wrong with streaming that, like I do like to binge everything. So I like till there's enough episodes of something. And so I'm glad to hear that Hijack has their final episode out because now we could watch that. My something cool is a show. Dave, I could see you maybe liking this. Johnny, you probably not. But have you ever seen or heard of a show called Couples Therapy?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
So I love this show, and I recommend it to. What'd you say?
They do therapy while they're dancing.
It's people that like talking to their spouse.
It's this therapist. Her name is Orna. She's in New York, and there's 5 seasons of it, but clearly something is up with the contracts here because the 4th season, so each season has 9 episodes, and the 4th season is 18 episodes, is shot 1 year apart with 9 episodes in 2 parts. So clearly there was some contract negotiations happening there. I don't know. But there's basically, 5 seasons of this series. Hopefully there's another one that comes out this spring. They're usually around May.
What's it on, did you say?
Yeah, it's on. It was a Showtime show, so that means it's Paramount Plus now.
Okay.
And it's it's great. So there's usually like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different couples, and you see them come in over like a period of, I don't know, maybe 6 months, and they bounce between the different couples, and it's just amazing. If you like, I recommend it to any storyteller out there because you're watching human interaction that's very real. It's like it doesn't feel like reality television in that, like, it's not sensationalized in the way that reality television often is, but it is.
Is it reality though?
Yeah.
It's not scripted?
It's not
Oh,
scripted.
okay.
No, it's not scripted at all.
I probably won't like it then.
No, it's it's not scripted at all. You're seeing like real breakthroughs happen. Like I love communication. On my strength finders, it's right up there in the top 3. I forget the order, but it's 2 or 3. And I don't just love communication. For me, I like observing communication. Like I like hearing real dialogue and seeing like people work things out, through through conversation. And Orna asks very good questions, and her sense of empathy is amazing. When you also, it's like there's layers. So you see her interacting with each of the couples, but then you also see her interacting with her therapist and group, like a friend group that she has, and they're all therapists. And it's really, really interesting if you like that kind of thing. I've never seen anything like its equivalent. And again, if you write a lot of dialogue, if you create a lot of characters, it's great to see real people having real conversations about really heavy shit, and kind of the sense of self-discovery as they're talking out loud and realizing a perspective that they didn't know they had, or they're like truly, like, some things I love is when they're truly hearing something their partner is saying for the first time, even though their partner has been telling them this thing for, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years or something. And then they just hear it, and you see like the posture on both people just all of a sudden changes. It's like if all of a sudden you heard your wife say, "I just wish you would like stay on the same schedule with me," and you were like, "Oh," right? But I think,
but then I couldn't win the marriage.
Then you couldn't
Dave,
win
how
the
much
marriage.
is this show appealing to you right now as John's talking about it? I see little hearts forming around your head right now.
No, I don't like most reality TV unless the stakes are low. I don't like people exploiting other people's pain and misery. I don't like freak shows like My Weird Obsession, because
This
it
is
all
none of
feels
those
like
things. This is none of
it
those.
feels like it's yeah, I know. I'm just saying in general that's my rules. So I would check it out, but I also, there's a part of me that's I don't like eavesdropping on into people's like intimate affairs, even though
I do.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I
All that
totally do.
eavesdropping.
Eavesdropping is great. You're wrong about
Yeah,
that.
great.
It's a little too voyeuristic, especially when there's pain involved. But if people are having like breakthroughs and stuff, like
Yeah, it's not exploitative in the way that like you're watching their pain. You only see their pain so that you can see the breakthrough. You get to see
You
both
could
sides
argue
of
that with any reality show, though. You could. So, like, Robin likes to watch Hoarders. Now, the reason she likes it is because it makes her feel like our house is clean. That's the main reason. And you could argue, like, well, yeah, but they get their shit together. I mean, they don't actually, usually, like 9 times out of 10 or more, or, that nothing actually changes in the long term. But you could argue that's the same thing. You could argue that with My 600-Pound Life, or
My
any
mom
of those
watches
weight loss
Hoarders
shows
because
too.
she's like, "Oh yeah, that's
aspirational."
She's like, "I could do that."
If I cleaned half my house, it would look that good.
Yeah, I figure your mom's watching Hoarders and going, "What a great use for extra shopping bags. I could put them in that corner. Look what I could do with my rats."
My mom watches it so she gets ideas on how to stack things.
Right, how to hoard better. Look at the stacking in this one.
I will say there's 2 reality shows that, like, whenever I'm stuck somewhere and somebody has it on, like a doctor's office, or if I was in the hospital or whatever, I do get some comfort out of watching those fake ass HGTV shows where somebody's like looking for a new house, and those are kind of like, comfort food sort of things. And also, I liked Kitchen Nightmares.
I like Kitchen Nightmares. I mean, I haven't seen it in like 10 years.
This inspired me into a something uncool. You want to hear my something
Okay.
uncool? So you guys
right.
are talking about reality shows and stuff. Here's something very uncool. I fucking hate when Robin will watch those like highbrow real estate shows, like the ones like Selling Sunset or whatever. And I'm like, there's one kind of ugly dude and then a bunch of really hot young women who go out and sell the houses. And it's just, the interplay is just so gross and weird. And it's like vaguely flirty. And then they're all fighting with each other.
Those shows.
They're terrible. They're terrible. They make me hate humanity. They make me feel like Dave feels all the time. I'm just like, this is the worst. They took the worst segment of humanity and they're putting it on display and people are cheering for it. It's like watching the Kardashians.
What's the worst one? If I'm going to watch one episode of one,
they're all kind of the same. There's Selling X. So like the one I remember is Selling Sunset, but there's selling other things.
I've definitely heard of Selling Sunset. I've just never seen it.
Yeah, it's so transparent and weird and gross. It's so blah. And I hate the clients and I hate the realtors and I hate the people who run I just hate fucking everybody on that show.
What's the appeal? What is Robin like about watching the show? Just seeing the pretty houses?
Probably the opulent houses is my guess. I mean, I do not hide the fact that I can't be in the fucking room at the same time when she's watching it. It's like she watched like Dance Moms and stuff too. Same thing. I'm like, oh, worst of humanity. It's awesome. I told you I was the new Dave.
It is happening like right in front of us.
Yeah. Well, in that realm, I'm optimistic in many other ways.
Can that just be the segment? So we share something.
So we're done. Okay. See you guys next week. Something uncool. I could do that. It's like what's up Johnny's butt.
Are we gonna have a competition to see between Johnny and I who comes up with something worse?
I've had a lot up my butt recently, like driving in Texas I have many, I didn't understand road rage till I moved to Texas. Now I get it. I'm like, now I understand why people shoot each other in traffic.
That's
not because they're doing something wrong, but because the guy who zooms around and clips your front bumper basically because he needs to get around you in the berm. I kind of want to shoot that guy.
Texas is way better than California.
I would like a homing missile on top of my car for people like that. I would be very murderous if given that opportunity. So
is that a hypothetical? Okay, is this first hypothetical, Dave? If you had a missile on the back of if you had a missile on the back of your vehicle. And I'm not saying what kind of vehicle it is, so no one can triangulate on your location. But on whatever vehicle you drive, if you had a missile on the back of that, how long would it be until you fired it?
On the back? I think it would be more likely to be on the front.
I thought the same thing. I was like, who's shooting out the back? What's up, Sean? It's like you've never tried to murder people.
Lodged on the back. Like that's where it's housed. But yes, you would obviously fire it in front of you. How long would it be before you pulled the trigger?
Are there consequences, or is this like, GTA style?
I think it's GTA style.
Oh, within an hour, easily.
But it's not a refillable missile. You only get once.
Once? For all time?
Yes, for all time.
No, that's way too few.
I have a target.
Is it a Cybertruck? Would you use it on a Cybertruck? I'd feel like
I think every Cybertruck we should just go ahead and just nuke those things. Like, what's up?
No, it's his truck that goes through town, and it's got it's a big old fucking truck. It's got the big tires in the front, the little in the back. It's whatever cliche you're thinking of isn't enough Florida for this truck.
Doesn't have a Confederate flag painted on it.
They got all the flags.
Does it have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag?
That's their fucking what do you call it? The license plate is "Don't Tread on Me."
Is it really? Or are you just kidding?
I'm not kidding. I see this truck around town all the time. And whenever they're driving, just randomly, they'll just fucking start hitting their air horn. And they do it when they're driving in the middle of the night. They're assholes.
This is a reality show I would watch. This right here. Dave in Florida. By the way, I have a hypothetical for you guys. Hypothetically, who the hell is this show for?
This show?
Yeah, who's it for? Who's the audience?
Well, I didn't want to burst your bubble earlier, Johnny, when you said there was no value. Starting next week, and I don't want to disappoint you.
Starting next week, there's not going to be any value.
There's going to be a little value starting next.
What?
Fuck! You're ruining the show.
Yeah. I've actually spent the last couple of days coming up with our fisting funnel. And it's
was that value or is that fisting?
Well, I can't fist without value. I mean, that's
going to be on your tombstone.
The fisting funnel sounds like a drink you might get at McDonald's, like a new shake with Grimace.
So, right now I'd say it's for nobody. But starting next week, I'm going to say it is legitimately a show for smarter artists.
It can't go from nobody to being for smarter. Got to be some sort of a gradient there.
All right, now
smarter
it's for
artists who are
leprechauns.
damaged psychologically.
It's for leprechauns, and next week it'll be leprechauns and smarter artists.
I may not be around next week.
You are saying that all the people that have been listening to these episodes thus far, they don't matter. That's what you're saying, Sean.
It's like that's what he's saying to me. I think he said it basically in as many words. Yeah.
Stop watching.
I actually love every single person who's listening to this right now.
Yeah.
There's just one that I don't like, but I'm not going to tell anybody who it is.
Actually, there's 8 that I don't like. I can imagine a couple of people hate listening right now.
Yeah.
Don't go wondering, because that was just a non sequitur. It doesn't mean anything. So, in all seriousness, how you aren't, it isn't going to be all serious now. It's just going to be lightly salted with value, just a little bit of value, not very much value.
Yeah, no. It's still going to be terrible, but there's going to be.
It'll be like a value meal at McDonald's. I'm making everything McDonald's today.
Well, they're okay, and you might be excited about this, Johnny. In fact, I'd love for you to be in charge of this because I know you want as little responsibility as possible.
Can I just pause and say how much I enjoy it when Sean forecasts my reaction to something extensively before saying it? So I'm waiting. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Here we go.
Well, we are for sure bringing back terrible ad reads. So
Those can be fun. Just depends. It depends how it fits.
So I would love it because you were.
Are they offensively terrible?
Well, I think they should be. I mean, I feel
cancel us.
I feel like the terrible ad reads were some of the joy of the.
Yeah, let's get Lars von Trier on. Guy never offended anybody.
Well, at least they're not live now, so we could edit out the worst thing.
That is.
Oh, we're not editing anything. One of my favorite things on a podcast is when you hear somebody say something really uncomfortable and then they say, we'll edit that out. But you're listening to the podcast. You're listening to them say this.
Well, Dave could leave whatever in. I wouldn't know. I don't listen to the episodes once they're wrapped. So he could just say, we'll edit that out. Although Dave's the one who gets the most uncomfortable.
Yeah, I delete like half of my stuff. Like I'm barely in the show anymore. And you guys, I just let you hang yourself.
This is the best 15-minute podcast I've ever been on. What hypothetically do you have for us, Dave?
All right. Thank you, Johnny, for bringing this back.
I do what I can.
All right, here we go. So we're each going to answer, unless you don't want to for any reason, like you're an asshole. I don't know. So first question. You are guaranteed success, but you have to choose one genre to write in forever. Would you do that? And what genre would it be? And is there any genre you would never agree to?
I think I have proven throughout my career that I will never choose anything that leads to too much success. I think I've always proven that I will choose the least profitable path.
Yeah, guaranteed success for one genre. No, I would.
Even if it's a genre you like, though, you can choose it.
Yeah,
you just don't want to be pigeonholed.
Yeah, but I think that's just so counter to how I operate. Like success to me isn't. Like that's an impossible equation for me because success to me is not money. Success to me is happiness. And I don't think I would ever be like happy writing just one genre, no matter what the genre is, because like I get happy, like, oh, that's a story I want to tell. What is the best way to tell that story? And if I was always confined into a genre, then it would feel like work rather than like art. And I don't mind doing work, obviously. Like I will do work, and I will always do the genre work that pays the bills. Fine. But if like sticking to one lane is what would guarantee success, I just no. No, I wouldn't.
Touche, Mr. Platt. Bringing in the success is more than about money. I would agree with that, but I wouldn't have thought of it. It's totally true. It's like, I think I've proven either overtly or accidentally to myself over and over again that my definition of a successful life, because I've steered my life, like I've made decisions that have led to where I am, and clearly the proof is in the pudding. I choose freedom every single time. So I guess I wouldn't, even if I thought I would. We've tried in various forms. We've talked about this when Sean and I tried to sell out. We even used those words. We're like, we're going to sell out, and never could do it.
I feel more successful right now than I have in years, if not ever. And it's definitely from doing multiple things and
from all the Benjamins you're rolling in.
I feel like if I was in the lane, like, okay, you can only write, like I was only writing domestic thrillers for like a year, and that felt like a very long year, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like success to me is, like Johnny said, it's freedom and it's joy. It's the joy of creation, waking up and being like, okay, where are things going to take me now? And I like that, you know, I collaborate with enough people and clients and projects that I'm always excited about the next thing. One genre would feel like a sentence to me.
I view it a little differently, of course. I'm thinking of it like you find a pair of pants you like, and you are one of those people that I could see buying one pair of pants and just buying that forever. Or shoes, like something that you're comfortable in. I think of, if I can choose a genre ahead of time and I'm guaranteed success, then I would write in that genre because I would have endless ideas for it. Like think of like Game of Thrones. Like if he could just write in that world forever and everything he does works, to me that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and like I do wear the same pair of pants every day. I do have like 6 shirts. So, but that's because those are decisions I don't really care about. Where, you know, like I don't really care about what I'm wearing. Like that doesn't matter to me. But I do care about what I'm creating. I feel like, I mean, again, going back to the strength finders, like it's ideation. Ideation is right at the top. And so I feel like my ideation would be really limited. Now, to your point, if I only could write domestic thrillers, I think I'd have plenty of ideas within domestic thriller space, but I don't think I would have enough to keep me from feeling bored or confined or restrained. And I don't want to feel restrained.
I'd like to change my answer. I would take the deal and I would cheat. That's what I would do. So, because I think there's a loophole here. And if you gave me the contract exactly as stipulated, I could make an argument for this. Like, go ahead and write in every, I write fast, write in your one genre, guaranteed success, and then write in other genres just because.
I don't think that's how, I mean, yes, I'm with Johnny. I want what Johnny has, but I don't think that's the actual question.
Well, I don't have to publish them. It's fine. I can just write them. Well, you can tell me I can't garden or I can't play, okay, I don't know, whatever the fuck else.
Johnny's loophole actually leads into my next question, and here we go.
You're welcome.
You will receive $500 million tomorrow.
Thank God. Hold on, I gotta make some plans.
Like, I'm really busy tomorrow. How about like Saturday? The agreement, however, is you can never write or create again. Music, books, nothing. However, okay, that's the first part of the question. Would you take it? The second part is, if you say no, would you take it if you could create, but nobody would ever know it's you that made it?
That's so easy for me. Johnny will have a very different take
for me.
Yeah, Johnny loves the fellatio, the adulation or whatever.
Well, it's not really that. It's that it's I can't build on, because the fun of it is the entire process, and I can't branch off. I can't spin off into something else. I can't play with audience expectations if I'm not part of the equation myself. I mean, we talked about like the winning the lottery or doing something you don't want to do to get a bunch of money. Like, I don't know. Like, I've turned that hypothetical down over and over again because the logic is I'd rather do what I'm going to do on my own terms. Now, if you said another part of this is you absolutely will fail 100% for the rest of your life if you say no, well, okay, then maybe I need to reevaluate, but I figure I'm just taking my chances.
So, Dave, my follow-up question here is, can I help other people create?
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I would totally take that deal, because part of my joy in creation is helping other people to create. I would like $500 million and I can help produce things and like still bring things to market that aren't just me. Awesome. That's what I do anyway. And $500 million and I could create, but nobody would know it was me. Fine. I've spent 17 years on and off as a ghostwriter. Like, I've collaborated on many things. I've taken my name off scripts that I've written because that's what's best. Like, it's zero issue with that. So it's the joy of creation, not the joy of recognition. In fact, I'm having to put more attention into my name because that's better for the company. And like, I've been kind of negligent in how I've handled my own brand. So we're putting more attention into that, but my native state is less attention, not more attention. So I wouldn't care about that at all.
I guess it would depend on my situation. Like if I absolutely needed the money and there was no other way, then yeah, obviously I'd take that deal. Otherwise, though, I kind of lean with Johnny in that I do need to create, and I do want to be known as the person that made it. So yeah, I would probably say no to that as well.
Yeah, but if the question was I couldn't do any sort of creation, I couldn't help people, I couldn't make anything on my own, no, I wouldn't take that deal at all.
All right. So let's say you had to live. No, not
in Florida.
You had to. What's that?
I said in Florida.
Okay. Which fictional world that you've created or co-created would you want to live in, and why? If there's any. If none, then say none.
Dave's answer to this.
What is my answer?
Because have you ever written a positive world?
I have to think on that. Oh yeah, my comic strip.
I would live in the Unicorn Western world, totally.
I'd live in the
That'd
Unicorn
be a great
Western
place
world.
to live.
Yeah, I'd live in the Unicorn Western world. I don't know if that's
some turkey pie.
My ultimate answer, But I do think that that's an interesting question, because to Johnny's point, have you ever written a positive world? It's like the world building always has something inherently wrong with it, unless it's the real world, right? I've written plenty of things that just take place in the real world. But if there's,
I did say fictional world though.
But if it's so if it's a fictional world, there's something inherently broken about it or wrong with it, because that's the conflict that you're bringing into the story in day one. So like The Beam is an amazing world with all of these amazing things, but it's also really oppressive in a lot of
I'm
ways.
already living in that world.
Yeah, we are getting there day by day. Where like Unicorn Western there is something wrong with that world, but there's also turkey pie. And chili as a rumor, and some really like it's fun. I think it's the most whimsical world that I've ever been a part of.
If you get too fucked up and depressed in the Unicorn Western world, you just go in a bubble of glee. It's all good.
Yeah.
When I sell The Beam now, I say I wrote this documentary. You want to check it out?
Yeah, I'm with Johnny. I pick Unicorn Western.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wait, Dave, did you have an answer?
I couldn't think.
See,
he already lives in the world of no justice.
That's true.
That is the most like art. So probably not that one. Maybe one of my short stories, Available Darkness. I would be in that world if I can get like if I can be like that vampire like person.
Well, what about
For Nevermore?
Possibly. So probably Available Darkness. So no. You know what? Fuck it for Nevermore. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you already live in Available Darkness, right?
Well, I don't have vampire powers, so
yeah.
Wait.
The darkness is very
living
available
in the world. It's having the powers.
What's that?
It's not just living in the world, but it's having the powers.
Well, I mean, that's a big selling point for Available Darkness.
But he's not happy with his powers. He's cursed, just to be clear.
I would be, though. I would be happy.
So it's that he wasn't appreciating the gifts that were given to him. Is that what you're saying?
This window into Dave's personality is just
I know.
wonderful.
Can we just stick here for a little bit? So we wrote.
You know who's happy? Billionaires.
Yeah, we wrote this character as like eternally damned, but you're like, he just didn't get it. Is that right?
Okay. He drains people's lives away, and when he does, he drains their emotions and their memories.
It's like having a missile in your car.
Basically like a touch vampire. Yeah, but he can go around killing like bad guys and shit. So that's like
I would figure you'd like Yesterday's Gone because the world is just empty.
Right. Yeah, you could just find a little hole where you don't get home invaded and just live there forever alone.
Yeah,
but you have roving bandits in Yesterday's Gone.
You have to deal with aliens and stuff, but like they're not really around that much. You could just find an empty apartment building and like shit in a bucket, right?
No, I wouldn't like the world of Yesterday.
I would pick Space Shuttle.
Decoy wallet. All right. The three of us are offered $1 million. It's like the contest from Seinfeld. $1 million to not bathe for a period of time. Whoever goes the longest wins. Which of us wins?
You.
Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Because I think that any of those contests, so my daughter is a senior in high school and they're doing, I don't know if you saw any of this shot, but they play this game called Assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is, if you've never heard of Assassin, now the way that they do it in the school is
I can't believe they still have this with all the school shootings. The fact that they still have a game called Assassin.
The kids have to have some fun despite the real shootings. So they have to like go around and shoot people with Nerf guns to eliminate them. And you're in pairs. And the way it works is your second person acts as like a Horcrux, right? So if you get shot and they're still alive when the next round ends, then you're resurrected and you can stay alive. And so you either, within a 2-week period of time, you either have to eliminate both of your targets by shooting them with a Nerf gun, can't go to school. This is what they're learning, how to shoot people. I think it's valuable in today's world. I mean, what else are they going to learn? Finance? So anyway, so the point is, I'm watching this, and it's like the entire class, and one person can win. And I'm like, this sounds to me like one of those radio contests where you have to put your hand on a car, and the last person with their hand on the car wins the car. You know what the worst person in the world to be is? The second place person in that. So I'm like, I was saying to him, like, you're going to spend all this time dodging around, not going out, not going places, worrying. Well, like, I'm worried about people like stalking our house. I'm like, the best thing that could happen is you get out right away.
Right away. Ethan was doing assassin, and there was like, we're always on the lookout for like,
right. And do you want to go do something? Nope, might get shot. Yeah. So I'm like, since the chances of you winning out of all of these people is very, very small, get out right away. So like what you're describing about the bathing feels like a 3-person keep your hand on a car challenge, where I'm like, nope, I'm out right away.
Johnny would, because I'm not going to win and go take a shower.
Right.
Just immediately.
I would bring a shower over and shower around where you're stinking.
I think that it would have to be Dave would win this because...
Wow, I'm offended.
Well,
I mean, especially I'm OCD clean freak. Like,
yeah, well, there is that.
I need to feel clean.
Well, that's true, but this is just math. Like, I'm married to someone that I love and respect.
What is the implication there?
I'm just saying, like, there'd be like by day 3, I would just like, I wouldn't want to like bring my stench around Cindy and like, you know, but you'd be like, I haven't seen you for a month. Bless me. It's like, I see you having an easier route here.
She's paid me $1 million to leave her alone for a month.
Yeah, I think the bar is lower.
Okay.
Wow. The bar is lower. Take that, Dave.
Yay, I win. Okay, let's say the 3 of us never met and we didn't become writers. What do you think you'd be doing right now?
Sure wouldn't be working an honest job. I know that much.
A hitman for the cartel.
I don't know. I'm professionally unemployable. Like, I don't know that I'd probably have some hustle. Like, I'd probably have some solopreneur hustle. I just don't know what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I would have built some.
Flipping Jimmy.
I would have built some sort of business. But like writing, we never became writers. Do you mean like fiction writers or like, can I still copyright? Because
yeah, you're just not an author that sells books.
Yeah, that's easy because before Sterling and Stone, I had quite the trajectory as like a consultant and copywriter. Like I was doing that and I was happy. It wasn't like unhappy work. I was like, ooh, shiny, you know, with fiction. And, you know, once we saw that we could, you know, like do our own thing, because you and me, Dave, we had already, you know, flirted with self-publishing before Kindle, you know, like, hey, what would it cost to print these books and try to sell them? And it just seemed so hard. It just seemed so hard. And Kindle made something like hard, not exactly easy, but like really accessible. Like we could try and we could test and we could get out there and we could do it. And remember when we were listening to, what was that guy? Scott Sigler? Was that his name?
Yeah, he had.
Yeah, and he was doing it, and I'm like, that's just cool. And so it felt really like possible. But even before that, it wasn't that I was unhappy and I was looking for an exit. I was happy and making good money. Like fiction was a big step down. You know, it was like, but it's like, well, like that's the recurring theme here. I was trading joy. That's what I considered success. I wasn't going to make more money. I was making substantially less money. In fact, when we launched Yesterday's Gone, I was making no money compared to the really good money that I was making as a copywriter and a consultant. So I think that I would have just built that out. Like I would have gotten.
Wouldn't Sliding Doors Sean's business be cannibalized by AI right now, though?
No, I don't think so. I think quite the opposite.
Copywriting? Really?
No, because I wouldn't be copywriting. I think you go up market. So yeah, it's being commoditized, but the people who can actually design the funnels at the top, like they're even more valuable.
That's a little different, but yeah.
Not less valuable. And I think that like things like creating an offer and designing the funnel, like those are really hyper valuable skills. And they're actually more valuable in a world of AI, not less valuable because you are directing the AI. So no, I think I would have built a business around something in that space.
I would probably be a cartoonist. So
yeah, that checks.
I'd either be a successful syndicated cartoonist, and I've had flirtations with that, or I would be an unsuccessful cartoonist working a retail job that provided me hate and fuel to further invest
that also
into my
career. Have the most hateful comic. Honestly, like, you know, through the ups and downs, I have briefly considered like what would be a world where I would have like a job, but it's so quickly dismissed. It's like saying, what if I was a peacock, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute. I'm like, have a job. No, let's just move on to some other hustle. It's weird. I'm so programmed because I've never had a real job.
I've never had a real job either, Johnny.
You worked at a bagel shop, didn't you?
I mean, I had college food service sorts of jobs, but I've never had like an adult grown-up job. Never.
I could see owning a restaurant and like, I don't know. I think I might get some joy out of that. Although
never.
It's a tough business.
I did the flower shop thing,
Chefs are also very happy people.
Yeah, restaurants have a lot in common with the flower business. Perishable product and like heavy retail space, and you're always like busiest on the holidays when everyone else is like off. Terrible hours, you open up early. I mean, you don't open up early, you have to get in and prep, for
Right.
hours and hours and hours before you open. I wouldn't want to be in the restaurant business.
All right. Well, the next question. You're going to go a little Freaky Friday here.
Ooh.
You get to, or are forced to, depending how you look at it, live in one of your co-hosts' bodies for one full day and night. Whose body would you choose,
Johnny,
and what would you do?
man.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Sean and I are swapping. Nobody wants to be in your life, Dave. Come on.
What did you expect? Actually, I'm going to change my answer. I want to know what it's like to live as Dave for a day.
That's what I figured. Your curiosity.
Yeah,
or maybe you would jump into my body and like go through my house and like look for like ways to structure my life so I'm healthier.
Dude, no.
Well, if I can prank him.
Yeah, no.
Can I fuck with him? That'd be really cool. Like if Dave doesn't know that I've done it.
I would
like
do
if it's
one
like
of
that
two
book
things.
Every Day where they don't necessarily even know you've been there, which I think is the premise.
I would do one of two things. First of all, I would go to the local Publix naked and just masturbate.
You pull a Louis C.K.
But they joke's on you. They'd be like, hey, Dave.
And then I would find whoever owns that truck with the air horn and become his best friend.
I would go in for like 30 seconds at a time and move his toothbrush so that the little window isn't lined up right.
Dave, are you muting yourself when you laugh?
Put tiny blood spots on his sheets.
I don't think so. Maybe my mic, I don't know.
I get
swap his decoy wallet and his real wallet.
I can't hear you laugh, and I know you're cackling. I want to hear it. All right.
Okay, so you guys would be each other then, or you'd be me?
No, I'm back to you. I definitely would pick you. I don't know what I was thinking.
If only if I could have like an escape, like when you're in a jet and you've got the parachute, the eject handle right there. Like if I could be like, whoa, this shit just got too real. I picture it being like a Charlie Kaufman movie.
Can
like
you
go in and there's
Avatar, but instead of the Navi.
Avatar, but Dave-atar. So I've had this theory for a really long time.
Johnny, will you write Dave-atar with
Dave-atar. I've had this idea for a really long time, and I've mentioned it on the podcast, where I suspect that since Dave guards his life so carefully that neither of us really know what it's like, that there are probably things in his life that we would think are just insanely bizarre, but that he doesn't realize are strange. So like right now, there's a real chance that to his left, just out of the shot, there's just a dude standing there in gimp suit and he's there 24/7. So like, I feel like I would go into that life and I'd be like, oh, I got to get out of here. Like I need a quick release. If I have to go in for 24 hours at a time, no matter what, no. Because I'm not putting my head in a lion's mouth for 24 hours at a time either. Right.
Okay, well, okay. Wow. Yeah.
Where do we go from there? I mean,
I don't know. I have to answer the question, I guess. I guess I would jump into Sean since I know his wife feeds him well.
Oh my God. You know what? This is so funny because of all the days, literally, like 3 hours ago at lunch, Cindy said, I would be afraid to cook for Dave, just randomly. And it's because she made this grain-free chicken parm. So I was like, this is really delicious. And she was talking about how, like, she is rheumatoid, and so she's like putting just a lot of attention into everything that she cooks to make sure it doesn't have anything that flares up her rheumatoid. So this is like pretty delicious, but it's like grain-free. And anyway, I said this is Dave's favorite dish is chicken parm. I said, but I think he prefers it Olive Garden style. And then she said, yeah, I think I would be afraid to cook for him. I don't think I would do a very good job because, anyway, that's just funny that of all the times you're like, I would trade with Sean's body because his wife would cook. And then she'd be too afraid to make anything for you.
I'd watch that sitcom too.
There is no hierarchy.
All right. Hold on. Let me see. A streaming network offers us our own limited reality show for 90 days.
Yes.
The only rule is we all have to be in it in some way.
Yes.
What show would you pitch? What show would you pitch?
Redacted.
Dave,
that was the premise of Redacted.
Yeah. This is we've done this in fiction before, but you hated it, Dave. So I would pick. I do love the idea of Dave going to like really fancy restaurants. Like Dave being a vegan for a month or something would be kind of amazing. But just Dave in really fancy restaurants where he's super uncomfortable, I think would be really good. But also just like Dave, like if we could follow Dave around and like heckle him, that'd be kind of amazing. I don't know. You guys answer. I'm going to think of something better because I do think that there's a really good pitch here.
I already answered. Yeah.
What was yours?
We've already done this. This was the premise of Redacted. It was like, and that's why it didn't work, by the way. Just a little spoiler on this particular reality show. Nobody wanted to watch it or create it. Yeah.
All right.
Would you do your epic film with us?
What about a show where Dave has to maintain anything? He could pick whatever it is. It could be called 3 times 30. And so like I've never seen Dave follow through anything for 30 days. Like never. With the first year we met, he had
Project 90 days.
It was just 30 days. It was 30 days. I'm going to be healthy. 30 days, even at his best, he taps out at like 27 and he's like, I can't do it anymore. Whatever the commitment is, it'd be pretty fun to see like, what can he do for 30 days? Even if it's just like drink 8 glasses of water.
That would be easy.
Whatever it is. And then we but I feel like for this show to be successful, it has to be centered around Dave. I feel like you're the most interesting one among us for hilarity.
Making fun of.
Yes. And that's what reality TV is, right? Except for couples therapy and a few other shows. It is all about like, the joke's always on the people on the reality show. It's not, they're not really in on it.
Dave, I do the opposite, like my 600-pound life, like watch me get to 600 pounds in 90 days.
But that's more miserable though. Like I wouldn't
really do that.
I wouldn't want to see you miserable. I want to see you you're best when you're like earnestly trying and then you just don't get there. Like that's fun. But your actual misery, like I don't want to see that.
I think I would like to go into the restaurants, going to places outside of my comfort zone.
Yes. Yes. I want to see you outside your comfort zone. That's always a delight.
I think I would enjoy pushing myself to do that. And I would get to rant and shit. So yeah.
Does Dave have a comfort zone?
Yeah.
It's about the size of this chair.
I think a show where you're paired with a foodie, right? Who's like, and I don't mean like
me and Tucker Max.
Well, yeah, we pitched that show one time. I don't mean like a Somebody Feeds Phil where he's like eats just delicious street food. I mean like really pretentious, like food that you like it's this small on the plate and you don't know what it is, you can't pronounce it, and you leave really hungry, right?
I hate shit like that.
Right. I think that would be really fun. And to be clear, I do too. Like my favorite kind of food is like what I refer to Cindy's cooking is peasant gourmet. So you just take like something that's, something like chicken parm and you just make it like to the nines. Like it's delicious, but it's not pretentious. I don't like pretentious food at all.
You'd probably like those. There's a few YouTube channels. So they have people that cook like Depression era food and stuff. Those are pretty cool to watch. And it reminds me of my childhood.
Spam.
All right. I've got 2 more questions. If you could only watch one comfort show for the rest of your days, what would it be? You could still watch new shows, but it's one show that you already like, but that is the only one that you can ever watch on repeat. Like you can't, any new shows you watch or whatever, you can't watch them over and over. One, like a sitcom, basically.
I already have one. I mean,
Friends?
So do you, sort of, Sean, right? Well, I actually have 2. I do that with Mythbusters for some reason. I don't know. I've really gotten into that. Like, I watch it the way Robin watches Friends. I just watch it over and over again. I don't even know why. And that is my comfort show. I really like the duct tape episodes.
Mine would be, it used to be Friends. Now
this podcast.
Now it's The Office, but not the last couple of seasons. The last couple of seasons are just
yeah, once Michael Scott was gone,
once Michael Scott leaves, it just really goes off the rails. Although it does come back for a shockingly good finale compared to the rest of.
But wasn't he in that again? Didn't
yeah,
Steve
but
Carell
only
come
for
back
like
for the finale?
6 minutes. Like he's barely there. But
cameo.
But it's what I do like about the way that show ended is that they bring the documentarians in as characters and make the documentary a real thing, and I thought that was well handled. But yeah, a lot of those last couple of seasons are a shit show. But the the Office when it's at its best is still so funny to me. Like I laugh a lot at that show.
On a somewhat related note, Scrubs is back.
I know.
It was actually good. I was surprised. I didn't expect it.
I'm waiting for that. I'm not surprised at all because I think that Bill Lawrence is a great writer, and I really like Shrinking, which he does on Apple TV, and he also did Ted Lasso, and he's just kind of on fire. I expected Scrubs' return to be good. I haven't watched it yet, but
they did have that last really awful season, so
right. But I don't think he was involved with that, and it was after everybody had left, and ABC just wanted it to keep going.
All right.
I think that I haven't watched any of the episodes, but I did see the little promo that they had. That was Turk was just like, "I don't got time for you, JD," and it seemed all like serious. I was like, "Oh, they're making it real."
It's pretty much like the same, like, the humor, and then you got the sweet moment, and then you got a song montage. They stick the landing. There's a lot more people in it than I thought there would be. Like, new cast. It's a huge cast. Okay, so my comfort show would probably be Everybody Loves Raymond. Just I like the interactions between the parents and them, and I didn't like in the later years when they extended and just had a much larger cast. I feel like a lot of sitcoms do that. They expand the cast past because they don't want to be stuck in a rut, but they forget what made it magic.
Agreed. Office.
But the writing on that show is always phenomenal to me. And
yeah, I agree. I think Everybody Loves Raymond at its best it is a classic sitcom. Have I ever told you about the watching that with my kids?
What about it?
So we watched the pilot. I was telling him, "Oh, this show is really good," And so we put on the pilot, and they're sitting. Cindy and I are on the couch, and they're sitting on the floor in front of us, and it's the first opening scene, and it ends, and it goes to like the commercial, and both of them in unison turn around and look at me right at the end. And it was for those listeners who don't know, I do have a passing resemblance to Ray Romano. And so, but it was because we didn't say that before the show started, but there was that moment where they both just turned around and made eye contact with me, like, what's happening here?
All right. So we're going to hit the final question now. What one book or series would you want to be remembered for? It could either be something that you've already done or something you've yet to do. And if it's something you haven't yet done, what are you thinking? Like, what kind of story would that be?
John, is yours Unicorn Western?
Yeah, I think so, because it's the only thing. It's the most. So, like, I love. There's basically none of our books or even the ones I've done myself that I don't love, right? But so many of them are very similar to other things. Like, that's just the truth. Like, I love Pretty Killer. I think it's great, but it's like, it's a dinner party murder mystery. There are many of those. Unicorn Western, there's nothing like it. And that's true of Fat Vampire too. So I think I would probably pick that just because it's so incredibly unique. Like, you can't be Agatha Christie, she's the only person who gets to be remembered for murder mysteries. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean? Like, whereas I figure that's a niche. Like, unicorn westerns, we got it covered.
Dave?
I haven't done it yet. So it would be the fantasy story that I've had in my head. So.
I would say I don't even know that I'll ever get to it, but the thing that I wrote before I even met Dave, like all those many, many years ago, it's just so, I don't like, it's not even high concept. It's just weird. And it tries to do so much. And I don't know that I'll ever be a good enough storyteller to pull it off, but it'd be cool to try. And
when's the last time you read that?
Read it? 15.
Do you have the courage to read it? There are things that I've written that I'm like, yeah, I don't think I have the courage to read that again. I think I'm going to hate it.
I wouldn't read it. I would have enough of the ideas to just start over from scratch. I know what ideas I would want to pull from it, but the writing in it is just got to be so terrible. Like I'd make myself cry or laugh or laugh crying. I don't know, but I know how terrible it is.
All right. Well, that's it for the show. Thank you for watching, listening, and all that stuff. We are on the podcast. We are on Apple and Spotify, so you can find us there and subscribe and leave a review. Tell us it is a podcast or something like that.
Yes, please do leave a review. We will have some legit CTAs pretty soon. It's pretty exciting.
And I hold up my fist either in solidarity or in a sexual way. For that CTA. Are we inviting people to contact us with questions or anything? That's always kind of fun too. I just didn't know.
They can, David at sterlingandstone.net.
Yeah, we have an email going out every week. So, although, okay, hilariously, this goes into the CTA conversation, and I know, Johnny, we gotta go. But there was a listener who emailed me like earlier in the week, and they asked a question, and I said, "Are you on the Smarter Artist list?" And they said, "No, how do I get on it?" Great fucking question. Even on smarterartist.net, after our episode, there's no way to opt in to any of our Smarter Artist lists right now. So that will all be fixed. Like we'll talk more about this next week, but I want to do a better job for you guys. I know the joke was Sean hates you all at the beginning of the episode, but the actual truth is I love the impact that we had in this industry, and I want to do that again. And I know how to do that again, and I'm driven to do that again, and I want this show to be a massive vehicle for that. So I've got lots of ideas. Dave has been itchy to do an incredible job, and
no, I've been trying to fail, haven't you?
You should have just stopped at Dave has been itchy.
And well, it's he wants to win his hypothetical here, and Johnny is very driven to do nothing. So we're going to.
That's not true. I just want to do nothing on this podcast. Can I do that?
I do love the idea of him being in charge of our terrible ad reads. That would be gold.
Johnny?
Yeah.
It's going to be in proportion to how few fucks I can give. So if the minimum number of fucks, the better the ad reads are going to be.
Yes, I'm working on the math for you right now.
People are lining up to sponsor us.
So
yeah. Well, I mean, I have this hunch that it's not going to be a traditional advertiser. That's my guess. We'll have to see.
It's not a traditional advertiser at all.
Yeah. Well, with those fuckers, you got something to lose.
I think that we're definitely going to have some things to lose. As always, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week and all of you out there in TV land or whatever they say. And adios.
They chase the spark. We own the dark. They feed the scroll. While we leave a mark. No tricks, no hacks, just the code they lack. Yeah. We stay on the rails while they fall off the track. Smarter artists never die. Yeah. We don't lay stone for spectacle, don't frame for applause. We build the boring way with discipline and pause. They expect the penthouse view before the footing is set. A crown without calluses, a win without sweat. The craft is in the mortar, not the hunger for more. Not the facade that cracks with a hollowed out core. You want the trick, it's tedious, it's thankless, it's true. Show up with intention till the structure starts showing you. They go fast, we go far. Paper planes versus iron bars. They chase spikes, we stack days. We build the house that never fades. Let them run, let them fly. Smarter artists never die. Yeah. Yeah. They chase vanity metrics that die at the peak. We pour the slow foundations while they sprint for the streak. We don't rent out retention to whatever blows through. We're setting corner posts for storms they never knew. We're not racing to the ribbon, we're widening the base. Let the footing fully cure before the frame locks in place. Every draft's another course, every session's a beam. We're not chasing momentum, we're constructing the dream. They go fast, we go far. Paper planes versus iron bars. They chase spikes, we stack days. We build the house that never fades. Let them run, let them fly. Smarter artists never die. Yeah. They'll throw throw parades while you're still setting the forms. Pop champagne and glass towers while you're bracing for storms. Some nights you wonder if the blueprint's a lie, if the long game's just patience that forgot how to fly. But scars become low bearing when the structure survives. When the fast builds crack open and the slow ones stay alive. We don't ask for permission, we don't wait to be seen. We're drafting our futures in the quiet in between.
They go fast, we go far. Paper planes versus iron bars. They chase spikes, we stack days.